Just one.
Good morning, good noon, good evening, wherever time and place you're listening to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark, Ali,
What up?
and myself, Isaiah. Together, that's
hip hop.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Today, we're discussing one of the most dynamic duos in hip hop, known for their electrifying performances, gritty lyrical prowess, and their love for getting high. Emerging from the golden era of hip-hop, both of these artists brought their distinctive styles to the forefront. Method Man with his smooth, magnetic flow, and Redman with his wild, animated delivery, creating a blend that resonated deeply with fans across the globe. They're like Starsky and Hutch. They're like a Men in Black. They're like Captain Kirk and Spock. They're like Ray and Ghost. Just one of those very unique type of special chemistries that we have in hip hop. Today we're discussing their debut studio album as a duo, Blackout, released September 28th, 1999 on Def Jam Recordings. Producers on this album feature DJ Scratch, Govmatic, Mathematics, Reggie Noble, which is Redman himself, Rockwaller, RZA, and mostly Eric Sermon from EPMD. The album debuted at number 3 on the U.S. Billboard 200 with first week sales of 254,000 copies and peaked number 1 on U.S. top R&B and hip-hop album Billboard. The singles on this were Tear It Off, You, and The Rockwaller. The length was 58 minutes and 36 seconds. And man, was it an enjoyable album to listen to, man. I'm glad that you brought this up for us to listen to, Ali. Just want to give a special thanks to Ali, who's our good friend of ours, who recommended for us to listen to this album, and I thank you for your time. So what was it that made you want to choose this album?
Definitely. Well, first, thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
We know Ali for a while.
We go back. We go way back. We go way back.
We go back.
We go back to like middle school, so way back.
Yeah.
But no, as far as this album, when you asked me to choose an album, I wanted to do one with the anniversary this year. So I was thinking either 10, 25, 20, or 30.
Yeah.
So first thought, I was like Illmatic, but I'm like, everybody does Illmatic. It's been done and broken down in a million ways. Nothing wrong with new reviews on it, but I was like, everybody's going to do Illmatic.
Yeah.
So this year's the 30th anniversary. It's going to get broken down in a million ways.
Right.
So I was thinking, okay, 25, something in 99. And I was running down some albums. Then I thought, man, I love the Blackout album, and no one's ever really given that album its just due.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There's no documentary on it or no TV special or nothing. There hasn't been anything. And I'm like, this album was incredible. This is 99. This is around the time I'm really getting into hip hop now. Like, I'm making my own choices. I'm not just listening to what's older relatives are playing. Like, about 98, 99 is when I'm like, okay, I like this album. I like these artists. I like these songs. And this album in particular, with Method Man and Redman, I always say they're the greatest duo in hip hop that wasn't a group.
Yeah.
Like, as far as we're taking two legit solo artists that formed a duo, there's no other duo better than Method Man and Redman.
Yeah.
Like, all the other great duos either were from a group, like 2 of 3 or 2 of 4 or something like that, or they were just a duo from jump, whether it's Outkast, Mobb Deep, Dog Pound.
The chemistry is crazy.
You would think that they were all, you would think they grew up together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they didn't meet till like 93 or something like
yeah.
that, 94. And the idea from the album, I was watching a clip of Redman on Talib Kweli's podcast. He kind of was breaking down the inspiration for the album and how him and Meth got cool. And Def Jam put them on a tour called the Man of the Month tour.
That was a genius move by
Yeah,
Def Jam.
Def Jam did that. They were like, why send him on the tour, him on the tour? We save money. We'll just throw them together, put them in a van, and they drive, city to city.
They both had albums out around the same time. Yep. So, yeah.
So they did that, and Red was like, it was literally like How High. Like, one of us had the weed, one had the blunts, and that was it. And while we're driving around, he said, I stayed with beat tapes. So I've been beat CDs. And so Meth never had any problem with me playing the beat CDs. And as soon as I would put them on, he would start writing. I was like, okay, this is different. Like when he started writing, as soon as I put the beat CDs on, I said, okay, this can be something. We can do something here.
Imagine how motivating that is. Like say you're chilling with Method Man, you're just playing your beats, and he's just already going in.
Yeah, with that type of inspiration. Yeah. I was gonna say we're gonna have to have an Eric Sermon counter now.
Oh, for real?
Because every time he gets mentioned, like on any hip hop album from like 95 to 2005, the Eric Sermon counter is gonna keep going up.
We just covered EPMD last week, so it's like perfect segue to this.
We're gonna have a bing. Eric Sermon counter goes off. The chemistry's unmatched. The only duo that comes around this kind of conversation would be Talib, Kweli, and Mos Def.
Yes,
but
that's another good
but
duo.
We're talking about different levels. This is they're underground. Even at this point, 98, 99, this is where they release We Are Black Star.
Yeah.
And even up to this point, it's like night and day, the difference between the talent wise but
the
it's
yin yang thing is still there though.
Yeah, exactly. Chemistry's all there, but dang, like the Meth and Redman are in the stratosphere with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, anytime.
Not to mention, I mean, for most of us, the first time we hear Kweli is on the Black Star album.
Right.
Like we heard them together. You know what I mean? Most had done a couple features before that. Yeah. But for most of us, that was our introduction to Kweli.
Because Redman did like already 4, I think.
Yeah, Red had albums out.
Golds.
Meth had albums out. Like this is legit 2 solos.
Yeah, established for sure. That's the keyword. Yep.
That formed a duo.
And what's cool too is they both came from their own groups. Like Redman was affiliated with the Death Squad, and then Method with Wu-Tang. So it's like they're coming out of these big groups together as solos. Like that's even crazy.
Even arguable too. Like the most popular out of those groups. You know, it's kind of like when Busta Rhymes leaves Leaders of the New School.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. It's one of those things where they would eventually become undeniable solo artists.
Yeah.
And you figure around this time, Method Man's everywhere. He's doing the In Together Now single with Limp Bizkit.
He's already out there.
Crossing over at this time to rock, but not only that, to freaking Limp Bizkit. Because Limp Bizkit at this point was undeniable. Because Fred Durst loves to be in the... Fred Durst loves to be in the reality. Was like, Method Man likes to hear me rap, so I think I'm just a legitimate rapper. Let's do that.
But the cross, in the land of the Lord.
But that dope was... That beat was freaking dope. The beat was dope. The song was dope. And... But yeah, he's becoming undeniable at this point. And then he tags along with Redman with this effort around 1999, where 1999, like all of us were discussing before we started the show, was kind of at capacity with everything, with albums being released.
I forgot about that, because everybody wanted to put out something before like Y2K. Before
everybody thought the world was about to end.
This might be it.
Yeah.
Gotta send something out.
Everybody was dropping in 99.
It's funny though, the first time I heard Redman was through the Woo, the album. Through the Woo. That was the first time I heard him. Okay. And I thought, like, I think I heard when you guys mentioned, I thought he was actually a part of Wu-Tang at first when I first heard him, because he blends in so well. And I heard him mention something like the way he saw Wu-Tang is he said he didn't want to see Wu-Tang as a fan. He wanted to see them as a fam. Like he wanted to be a part of the fam. And I thought that was dope because you could he instantly, as soon as he heard them, he was into it. And I know Method Man said the same thing when he first heard him on, I think it was on EPMD, one of the collaborative tracks I did. He was just like, oh, EPMD is dope, but who is this guy? So weirdly enough, they somehow, I think, first got introduced through Crisscross.
Yep, it was a Crisscross party. That's what they said that where they met originally.
Redman said he was so high he's not even sure.
Remember,
all these origin stories with like the most random meetups. Like Das FX meets up like on at a random house party and just like, I like you. And then they just started a group.
It was at like a school assembly or something, like at their school. It was like
the Big Daddy Kane meets Big Biz Markie off some beef.
Oh yeah, that's
like
right.
You mentioned that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
dude, these odd meetups, bro. Like
that's how it was back then.
Just fucking funny.
Yep.
And style wise, I want to talk about. We'll first go into Method Man style. For me, what I get out of that is Method Man style. He always has that flow. There's always a flow going on with him. I also like too how he incorporates a lot of things he's heard and incorporates that into his flow, which is dope. Like when you hear him break down his Method Man song from the Drink Champs, he was just going into all the references that came into that, which was nuts.
I didn't even know.
It went over my head like first time hearing that, and the way he was just referencing like, that was from John Lennon, like that was from the Beatles.
Yeah,
I got that like that was just mind blowing when I first heard him break. No idea. Down. What do you think about Method Man style?
It's the thing that came up to me was like the way that he's able to ride a beat throughout the whole song and makes it his own. He just establishes himself as like not the best. He may not have the best verse, but it's 9 out of 10 times it's the most memorable.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, dude, like even with us seeing him live at the New York State of Mind tour, the guy's energy is undeniable. When
crazy.
He shows up separately from the rest of the Wu-Tang Clan,
I think he almost got a standing ovation.
Dude, the crowd applause was like, whoa, like you wouldn't have thought the Wu was there. You thought it was just a Method Man concert. The gentleman's it leads into the bravado, leads into the charisma, but all that is within verse first because that's what you hear him as first. Then the live thing comes into an after effect.
Right.
Maybe just even an added plus.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, his lyrical style, not the best, but dude, the presentation, and the deliveries there, and it's his own. One of one. It's the example that I'd like to use of like, hey, you hear similar sounds would be your DOS effects, would be your EPMDs. You hear the similar lyrical style, but Meth, he's on his own planet.
Yeah. I do like that they blend humor. Sometimes they blend humor very effortlessly. They have great storytelling skills, both of these guys.
They got mad references too.
Hardcore lyricism, they can go there. They could get there. And then it's all like wrapped in this undeniable charisma, like you were mentioning, that just makes it relatable, aspirational. That I think they just have that ability to, I don't know, really, like you said, make it memorable and make their mark, where it's just undeniable. Like it's Method Man. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he gets flashy or not lyrically, it's still Method Man. Like that's how good it is. Like it's just him.
I would say his most underrated quality as an artist is his hook writing.
Yeah.
The biggest Wu-Tang hooks are Method Man.
Yep.
From Method Man to Cream to Ice Cream. Like, I mean, Meth is a hook master. I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
That is definitely true.
You know what I mean? And even that's shown on this album. And I feel like that's another thing that's good on here. Yes, they're spitting and yes, the bars are there, but they're actually writing songs. Like the hooks are
and they're
catchy.
Sharing the hook too. That's what's kind of cool. It's like not just Method Man taking it on, they're both sharing it, which is dope to get kind of that tag team effort between the two on
Definitely.
So let's talk about just their album cover. On the album cover, I'll describe it.
Well, actually, Redman. We have to dive into Redman style.
Let's go into a little bit more Redman. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that, Redman.
Yeah. So with Redman style, guy, Unchained.
Yeah. That's a great word.
Simple, like just simple ferocity.
Yep,
just
that's a good one.
Like you don't picture when we go into explaining the actual lyrics. The guy will go from Hanna-Barbera cartoon references to just mentioning like chemicals and then mentioning like the way he's going to murder a track.
Yeah.
And he's just here, there, everywhere. Just like a rubber ball in the small room, dude. Homeboys everywhere.
I mean, there's some MCs I think of when I hear Redman. I think of Busta Rhymes, just not as Tasmanian Devil as Busta Rhymes, but there's that there. Some even kind of say they can hear like a little bit how playful Eminem gets.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow, I didn't. Yeah,
they used to work together too.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
In the early days with the Outsiders.
Man, that's pretty crazy.
Yep.
Other than that, though, it's kind of tough. Well, I'd say a little bit. I could hear the far as like the ferocity and stuff. I could hear like DOS effects, as far as their ferociousness, even in PMD style.
Yeah.
Like I can kind of.
They actually even do a DOS effects inspired album, track within this album. If you'll hear it.
Oh, okay, cool. So I feel like that. Anything else on Redman?
For me, I mean, two things. One, I would say, like, if there was a list of like funniest rappers, Red might be. He's easily top 3.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
Easily top 3. Like, he'll say something. I'm like, wait.
Who's one of the other funnier rappers out there?
What did he just say?
Eminem could be funny.
Definitely especially early like Slim Shady stuff.
Slick Rick gets the mention
Slick
for
Rick
his stories are pretty funny.
He's pretty funny. I mean, I would even throw. I mean, a little lesser known, but Sugar Free is one of the funniest rappers to me ever. He is hilarious. Too Short's kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah, Too Short could be funny.
But yeah, Red. I mean, even down to the videos. Like my first memory of Redman is albeit. That's probably like my first real memory of what is this? This is hilarious. The video, the one where the girl's waving at him and then she hits a parked car, like just silly stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then my second point on Redman, I just think he's underrated. I really think because
for sure. He's one of those guys.
I just think, in hip hop, a lot of times it's like if you're not super street or super conscious, you kind of get left by the wayside. Yeah. Like I feel like people want you to be one way or the other.
Yeah.
And if you're just
in the middle,
something in the middle where you're just like, nah, I'm not selling a bunch of coke, but no, I'm not trying to start a revolution.
Yeah,
I'm just a dude that raps.
We're looking at you, Lupe Fiasco.
You know what I mean?
We're always keeping you alive on that tip hop.
Like seriously, it's like if you're not one of those, if you I just rap and I'm just nice and I might make you laugh here and there, like you kind of get forgotten about. Like, you know what I mean? Redman is just a dope MC. He can spit with anybody. And he's hilarious and
multifaceted because they we were saying that they did How High, which is hilarious.
That's a good point to bring out too, because not only talent as a whole to these gentlemen does not only stay within the realm of music,
right? So
these gentlemen found the chemistry enough to do the Blackout album. Then not only that, go into creating songs that actually, talk about a general thing that will never be dated. How High, just the How High remix will always be there for everybody to be like, yo, when I smoke a joint, I'll listen to Mary Jane by Rick James, and then I'll listen to How High remix. Like these are like timeless songs that'll just be there the whole time. Past that, you even go to a movie with the same title as the freaking song,
man.
How High, which ended up being pretty funny.
It's hilarious. It's a cult classic for sure.
It shows like what Method Man like kind of doing his thing and has all these different kinds of weeds and everything, and Redman kind of like just getting beat by his mom, and the fact that they like met was like how Ali said, how one had the blunt, one had the weed. And then like it was just, all right, let's hook up then. Like and then just, then they smoke, and then he doesn't tell Redman that they're smoking like this dead dude's like remains.
Ashes.
He poured the ashes in the weed. So they're smoking ivory, but Redman doesn't even know they're smoking some dead dude.
Right.
So then Ali ends up telling me too is that that actually spawned a TV show of sorts.
A TV show,
as well.
Method and Red. Yeah. They had a sitcom. It only lasted one season, but they literally went from album, tour, movie, TV show.
You remember what network that was on?
It was on Fox.
Oh, yep. I was going to say one season. Yeah, that had to be Fox.
I think
Fox will cut you so quick.
Because I think it came on after The Simpsons, I think, or right either before or after. But I remember staying up to really watch that first episode. I was so excited. Yeah. I might have watched like the first two, and then I might have.
Yeah, there was like some neighbors coming in, new neighbors or something, and then like I remember they were hi or whatever, and they were like scaring them off or something.
Oh, because they were saying hi too?
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I think overall that episode was pretty funny too.
When he says one season, I was like, oh, that had to be Fox.
Yep.
Fox don't play, dude.
It's not a super banger.
Get Family Guy back. Get Family Guy back.
You know, it's funny because they even kind of in this intro, they also kind of they introduce you to like even smoking, and the whole thing is like even Method Man. This has always kind of been one of the areas that he's one of his vices. But even his album, I know like he released the album 421 as well. So like it's always kind of been, just a part of one of those things he does, he likes to do. But then also going into like them dropping this album Blackout, like kind of like what everybody thought was going to happen during Y2K was going to be a blackout and stuff. Method Man also did an album, I think Judgment Day.
Yep, that was his album prior to this album.
Yeah. That also kind of ties in that relation too.
I also like the fact too, before we even get to the breakdown of the songs, is that this was a unification of two MCs, and it wasn't forced at all. Sure, they were under the Def Jam label, but this was something of like, I would like to work with you,
right?
Versus, I think Method and Redman should work together. Right. What do you think? What do you think, Lars? I think they should. And then they put them together on some Trading Places shit. No, this is actually some organic.
Completely organic.
Yeah.
And this is where the main point is that within this album, on their debut effort, it's chemistry straight up, which produces the platinum effort.
You can hear it in the music. You can hear how fun it is.
Right.
No egos. You could tell. It's just like they're boom.
And the unfortunate reference I'd like to use, where no matter the culmination of talent that you have, you still may not produce something that the mass audience will like, and it won't lead to the expectations that you expect. This the Firm album is always the example of like the great, almost like a great culmination
it's
of
like
people.
One of those things
you couldn't have missed.
It looks good on paper, but it doesn't work.
The dots didn't connect.
And but
it's like
this was
having an all-star roster like on a basketball team, and something that just doesn't play out.
Yeah, this was the 2012. That was the 2012 Cavs. When did they have Derrick Rose, D Wade, Isaiah Thomas, everybody?
It just didn't work.
So that's the other example of like, hey, look, no matter how much talent you can have, it still may not produce as much as you expect. But this, I mean, I could safely assume that like, dude, platinum effort was just exceeding expectations for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. It was cool to have it just like this.
So talking about the album cover, for those who can't see, I'm just going to go ahead and describe it. You have Method Man, Redman in the top center. Underneath that in the center, you have Blackout. Then you have Redman on the left side. And then you have Method Man on the right side. They're both like pointing at you.
Yeah.
They both have bandanas covering their mouths.
Both cut right down the middle.
Like right down the middle. What's your thoughts looking at this album cover? What do you guys think about the album cover?
I like that the font has the fluorescent light effect, where it kind of looks like you're looking at it with it's fluorescent light, because you don't get that glare.
Yeah.
If it was just normal font, you would just see it just like that, but they produce that glare when you see it in pitch black.
And you can see it's almost kind of pitch black. It's in itself, so they have that matching with the Blackout.
Yeah, I think it was, just from what I know of it, it's like it's the closest they can get to being completely black, but you still see them.
Something. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like
something.
Rather than just putting out a black square, it's like, okay, let's make it dark. They see us.
Yeah.
Bandanas.
Jay-Z's was like a blackout.
Jay-Z 2004 was like, watch this.
Right. Oh, okay.
I saw that album color and I'm like,
you barely see them.
Man, my printer fucked up. What's going on with this?
It's literally it's damn near a black square. You barely see the outline of him doing this. Yeah. So this one, I think
dope.
I think this is a better version of that. It's still black, but you can make out it's Method and Red.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope. It kind of gives me the Ice Cube attitude vibes.
That's a good comparison.
Oh, from you're talking about from the Ice Cube album that kind of like the same way the album.
Predator?
No. Was it America's?
Kind of all of them.
No, the Ice Cube album that we reviewed recently.
Hey, Ice Cube says like this is me smiling.
Yeah. Oh, that is him smiling. That's Black Dynamite smiling too.
So usually the format of the show is we choose 3 songs or 3 tracks that we liked out of the album, and then we go ahead and read through the lyrics and just talk about, what they talked about, talk about their styles and everything. So for those who don't know the format of the show, we're not going to be actually playing the tracks. We're going to actually be reading through them and talking through them out. So that is part of the format of the show. So the 3 songs that we covered or that we are going to cover is going to be You, The Rottweiler, and Fire in the Hole.
Fire in the Hole.
Honorable mention is going to be 4 Seasons.
And the also to the How High remix.
Yeah,
that's also an honorable mention as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Good one. So, let's go ahead and we'll get into You.
Okay.
You first.
Man, that beat.
Yeah, the already like right away.
Ridiculous beat.
The beat, and I think that was produced by Eric Sermon. If I'm not correct.
Yes, I believe.
It's
do that, Eric, by the end of by our last episode, and we have the total Eric Sermon counter of 752 mentions.
Yeah, exactly.
So it goes with all day, every day with this rap souffle. Say what? Situation be like this. Method Man kicks it off with his traces of lipstick on my collar, insinuating that he's been sleeping around. Baby, you got to do some more to get this last dollar. Hotter than lava when you come, believe I'm a follow. Lady Madonna like to drink, but she don't like to swallow. Rocking that Prada, honey, stay up in the beauty parlor. Girl, it be my honor. Make you my baby mama. Holla, she hella proper. Fuck it with dumb cousin. Sucker for loving bugging. Shucking and ducking bucking. Shucking the finger fucking.
Like,
tongue twister. What? Yeah, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah, girls gripping the counter like, oh wow, he really does that.
And it was fast. Like it wasn't like a slow. It wasn't like
the girls are all fanning themselves off after listening to this song. Here, let me show you something. I'll knock the stuffing out that English muffin. Can't tell me nothing. Pushing your panic button when I'm stuck in. All of a sudden, baby conducting. Dog, I'm going to start saying that now. Like anytime, like screw knocking the boots. I'm going to be baby conducting. BBC. Oh, girl, you nasty. It's like, so the lyrical is not theirs, but it's more emphasized on the patterns,
the flow,
and the flow.
Mm-hmm.
This gets passionate. It's a very passionate verse from Method Man, talking about how to please a woman. And the fact is too is that, hey, look, even mentions off the jump, he's just a man that just loves women. Traces of lipstick on my collar, already meeting another chick. Mm-hmm. Like, that's bold, bro.
Right.
So it's just it's a verse that he stands on his business. Is like, hey, look, I'm a womanizer, but watch what I could do. Baby conducting. I gotta write that down. Let me write that down.
Redman, yo, I get it on popping, doc, unlocking your doors, glocking your drawers, sock in your mouth with the torn stocking wrapped around a noggin. I creep in while you park it, shoot out the lights, darken the area, then hop in, pick up bigger. Ooh, help me figure the plotting, dropping the top, splitting the dough, shopping and rotten. New York birds flocking because I'm heavy like boats, docking coat. Watch a coat from foe sparking, dearly departing, unforgettable, can't be forgotten. Doc and Meth, album entertaining the top 10, chopping the raw, locking the block, and only raw chopping the metaphor so cops can stop watching. Man,
this is ridiculous.
And he honestly keeps that pattern
the whole verse.
Which is crazy. I put him in and cock him, ready to rock him, sock him. Renovate your apartment when these two things barking. My Nick, what is that?
Nakamichi.
Knocking. Boogie holes be spotting on the tampons. I get them dripping like
leaky faucets.
Even on the period, he's going to get them all moist. He's nasty too.
Right.
Renovate your apartment with these two things barking. So this was going to start putting let's start putting these, putting some holes inside your wall. Doc and Meth entry
into the top 10.
Yep, predicting it already.
Yep, they called it.
Oh yeah, I'd like to emphasize too. Shopping in rotten New York, birds flocking because I'm heavy like boats. Rotten, then going immediately to New York. Emphasize of the rotten Big Apple. Mm-hmm. That's always a good point to bring out too. It's those ones that you could bring out without even having the lyrics in full example actually literally written.
Yeah.
That's always a special touch. Like it's one of those ones where he kind of like, rappers leave Easter eggs, double meanings. It's like when Punchline says in the Black Star album, I'll make rappers march like the third month. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that till like years later. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wait, what is he meaning? I'll make rappers march like the third month. And then I was like, wait, January, February. So it's like the stuff like that, just little Easter eggs like that. Those are always big points to bring out in verses like this. But with that, you still bring the same rhyme patterns throughout the whole verse.
Dude, I'm still stuck on the whole scheme.
I like the first few. I mean, I get it, popping dock, unlocking your doors, glocking your drawers, socking your mouth with a torn stocking. Like what?
Yeah, already, just that.
It's like
couplet.
Water.
Just the couplet already. And the presence too, because you feel Redman's presence. Mm-hmm. Some say it almost feels like a Redman album, weirdly enough, but I just think it's just the dynamic between the two. Redman just has a very in-your-face presence, while I say Meth is more smoother with it, and it's like just kind of like just that yin and yang. It's similarly to Ghostface and Ray. Mm-hmm. Ghost is more kind of louder in your face, while Ray is kind of more like
laid back,
more deeper. Yeah. On the deeper end of the I would say even the scale, so that kind of plays into that,
and it puts the song over a little more too, because after this verse, Redman's equally as raunchy, equally as just describing how his like sexual prowess is, talking about what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like the chemistry again. This is gonna be the emphasis of what we're gonna talk about on this whole album. But it's like, if I hear this verse, if I'm in the booth and like Isaiah's Method Man, he just drops the verse, right? I'm Redman. I was like, damn, he just said all that. Made to even have to like adjust the verse a little bit, adjust the writing, go back a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, but it just does nothing but increases the, like, oh, maybe I could play on what he was just talking about now, switch it up a little bit. And what I usually like to do too, I don't know if some rappers do it, but it's like you'll take what you initially put and just sprinkle it in like either the second or third verse.
Yeah, you can,
and just like play off to what the person doing the first verse did.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All right, we got verse 3 for Redman. Yeah, the fact is, I like that they're saying something, but then they're also like still giving you that technicality. I like that they're doing that. Verse 3 for Redman. I figured it out. Y'all ain't as big as your mouth. My street value, well, it won't even fit in your couch when I bust titles. When I bust titties come out. No matter what city, hardcore committees dumb the fuck out. Son should duck out. Yo, nothing to lose. Pumping the 2 in your goose. Buckle your shoes. Scuffle the boots. Fucking with you. Look at that.
Come on.
Blow my anaconda like Nirvana.
One bar gets you like that. There's nothing better than one bar that rhymes within each other.
It's just one of those ones.
But it brings two words that you never thought could bridge a connection to where you're just like, you're bugging out like we are right now.
Right. Yeah.
Blow my anaconda like Nirvana.
So what does this bar really mean, Mark?
take with ladies with your fellatio, take and unsheath my sword and take me to a place of heavenly expectations. Nirvana is just ultimate peace. I mean,
well, because Kurt Cobain
blowing my head off,
blew his head, so they're like, I'm sorry to even do it like that, but I'm saying like
double meaning.
It's the double
meaning. It could, because even at this, is Kurt?
Yeah, he's gone already.
Yeah, okay.
But blew his head, so like
blew my mind. Oh, okay,
like,
okay,
all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That bar is just crazy though. Marijuana got bitches on their knees in the Gabanas. Yep. Getting them dirty with the Hershey and Ballman. Dude, very descriptive as well. Hollow the drama, fire two in your armor, your pigeon, better calmer. The ice is an honor. Twin help me lift her arm up. I just like even how simple, but it's still in the scheme, man. La Bamba, with your mama. La Bamba, with your mama. Dude, that's just so clever wordplay. Even dirty Hadana. My dick is aeronomic. Pull out and yell Geronimo.
Oh, BBC. Oh, you nasty.
How clever is that, dude? Very clever, man. Some dope writing right there. Dope writing.
I mean, this is insane. Like, the fact, I mean, because like his first verse, he wrote one scheme the whole verse.
Yeah, right.
This one, he had two. He had like the first one, he kind of went, then he stopped, then he had a new one for the second half of the verse.
Oh, okay,
I see that, yeah.
I figured it out. Y'all niggas ain't as big as your mouth. My street value, or you won't even fit in your couch. When our buzz titties come out, no matter what city, hardy, committee, dumb the fuck out. Son, shit, duck that. Like, it blow my end, kind of like Nirvana.
And not only that, but like, he had bars too in there, which is like, double meanings and all that stuff going on in there. Insane. Method Man. Which one you guys want to take that one?
Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, because I love the flow he did it. He was like itching to start the mission, flipping, so keep your distance. Ain't got no pot to piss in, ain't got no competition. Listen, I slipped the clipping, tripping, you get the lipping. Commence to catch a whipping, now kids is acting different, ditching them double dutching, chickens that keep forgetting. I ain't the one for tricking on anybody kidding. Ripping these compositions, scripting on paper written, holding the hitting, sticking, balling like Scottie Pippen. It's hot in Hell's Kitchen. But still I'm frostbitten, shitting like no he didn't, wiping my ass and splitting, jetting like Joan, getting all in the zone, setting it off like Big Daddy, and ain't no half stepping. Like, come on. I keep representing, you keep sweating, threatening the ass betting, ducking my Smith & Wesson, trusting the meth and catching in hell while you leave you resting in peace. BBC, oh girl, you nasty. Like,
man, that's some work. That takes some work to do.
A piece to him to actually go with jetting like Joan getting with Joan Jett.
Just brilliant.
And then after that with setting it off like Big Daddy and ain't no half stepping. So referencing two Big Daddy Kane
two of them. You know what I mean? And shout out to him saying balling like Scottie Pippen. Like, you know what I mean? Just giving Pippen some love. You know what I mean? Usually Pippen's in a bar is usually a diss.
Right.
It's usually like, I'm Jordan, you Pippen. You know, that's normally how he's mentioned. So I just want to throw that in there. That was dope.
And I just like how he kept the whole scheme, the whole entire
time. He kept it the whole day. The whole scheme,
and you know what?
Verse.
When you listen to this, you feel comfortable listening to the verse, and it's like again and again and again, you'll be like, okay, yeah, like now you just feel accustomed to it. Mm-hmm. The first time, even you hear it the first time, you're just like, you're taken aback because it's like, damn, he actually, it's so recognizable that he kept the same pattern and flow that you're just like, You give him that nod. You give him that like, damn, he did that shit. Like,
and what's also dope in this verse is not like it's not just a bunch of nothing. Like there is some, like he said, I ain't the one for tricking on anybody kidding. Like he letting you know, like I'm not out here just throwing money at it. Like I'm not doing that. Like he's letting you know, like that's, man, I love that song, man. Ripping
these compositions, scripting them paper writtens.
Come on.
Just a fancy way of saying I'm killing it on this track. And what I'm writing is like movies almost, like just it's a sick way of like describing things, but still keeping in the scheme. Because usually when you keep in a scheme, it's tougher to write, actually keeping in yourself confined to this scheme. And the fact that he's just like every bar hitting out the park like that.
Some rappers feel pressured to that.
Yeah,
like
true.
if you start your verse and like, okay, I'm gonna stay with the hibbity bibbity scheme the whole time.
Yeah.
You already put yourself mentally,
Like
in
cuffed.
you put yourself on it like
say.
okay, this is what I'm locked into.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just kind of like keep it free flowing and just like, oh wow, I'm already 4 bars deep, I might as well keep it going.
Yeah. Right.
That's a better approach than honestly going as a rapper and be like, I'm gonna lock myself into this.
Yeah, even the pace at which he's doing that mission.
Yeah, it feels free, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Almost like a
that's
freestyle.
difficult. It's difficult to do that. All right, so we're gonna go on to the next track. But actually, before we get into that, since the next one is gonna be one of the honorable mentions, I wanted you to just touch on this, Ali.
Oh yeah.
4 Seasons.
Well, okay, so it's my favorite song on the album, and one of the things I even love, even just before the song starts, at the end of You is a funny skit.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's true.
He in the bathroom, he's peeing, he's like,
just
we
straight
talking
up just
about
piss.
these, you know what I mean? He's like, so you got us taking these girls out to dinner and shit. And you know, I tried to get touchy-feely with her. You know what I mean? She said 3 words to me. She said, stop, no, and don't. I said, bitch. And he just rolled right into it.
Who later takes that, Keenan Peele does like does a skit about that. They're like looking around. They're like, yeah, I told my wife. And she's like, honey, like, and they keep showing them go like more and a more quieter spot like every time. But yeah, it's funny.
So I love how that it rolled right into it, and then the beat drops, another Eric Sermon beat, and I just love this song because you know you have Meth and Red doing their thing, you know, and then you throw LL in here, and there's history here at this point. So it's kind of little backstory. They had already done 4 3 2 1. That song happened already with L, Meth, Red, DMX, and Cannabis. Mm-hmm. So this is right in the middle of that LL Cannabis thing. And however it went, whatever you want to say, Cannabis had LL rapping again, like really rapping.
Yep.
He put the girl stuff down for a minute. You know what I mean? The soft, smooth LL. He put that.
The best thing to happen to him in the new millennium.
Seriously.
For real.
He had, you know, all the girls, all that. He put that to the side for like 3 years and like, let me show y'all I'm rapping.
Yeah.
And I think I can kind of quote his verse off the top of my head. I love. It's one of my favorite LL verses ever. Yeah. He was like, one part. He said, "Man, what did he say? I'm gonna find it."
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it because that verse. That's my favorite verse on the song.
One of the things he mentioned though about the skit thing, you know, that's the thing about this album is it really feels like you're brought into this world. You know, they made the track so fluid that they like continue into the next track. And I love that about albums that do that because it feels very fluid and it feels like an experience.
It prompts the replayability throughout the whole album.
Yeah, it feels like an experience.
And I'm gonna give Redman more credit on that because that's something he did on his solos. Meth wasn't a big skit guy like that. Redman, he always had the skits.
Skits are underrated.
They are underrated.
Like it's like if you can actually keep,
if you pull it off where it fits it appropriately, it's great.
Yeah. Okay, I found it. Here we go. Yeah, L, he said, I'm the sultan of the ghetto, the homicidio aficionado. I empty niggas out like Cristal bottles. When I battle, I'm breaking Bentleys down to gravel. I got the heat right here. We ain't got to travel. Like, he really was going in. Like, pre-cannabis beef, LL was not rapping like this. Yeah. I'm sorry, he just wasn't.
Once he got to that bar, we ain't got to travel, I was just like, okay.
He really was, he said, what he said, I'm bigger than producers. I figured out your losers. I know my longevity confused you. Big paper gang, come on, run into these flames. Recognize the power of the Royal King James. Phantom Menace. That's why he's making fists like I'm drinking Guinness. When they realize I'm not finished, I've been paid, been platinum, been spitting, been eating, been balling, and you know I'm shitting. Like, he really was talking that talk on this verse. Yeah. Like, I love that energy from L. Like I said, he wasn't rapping like that pre-cannabis situation. So I loved how he was going off. And then, of course, Method Man after. He just 4 corners, 4 seasons. 4 MCs with 4 reasons to bring this game to his knees. Now, while you down there, suck my dick, my whole, like, he just, how does he always know exactly what to say and when to say it? Like, it just feels like he always knows
That's true,
what
though,
to say at the prompt. No one says 4 seasons but Method Man. Like, we didn't even, the title wasn't mentioned. Only he's the only one that mentioned it.
And it's a cool thing to bring up, too, because even looking at the name that you give yourself as a rapper is super important because it comes from a place of what do I call myself? It comes from like the ultimate inner, like you look at yourself and like when you give yourself the MC name, like it's kind of like you're knighting yourself, right?
Right.
Like from the henceforth.
That's like your destiny, whatever that name is.
From henceforth, this is what you're going to be.
Yeah.
Right.
These guys met and the last 3 letters of their rap name is man. And without, it's just destiny, just start their own trajectory, independent of each other, intersects. Yeah. And both of them are Method Man and Red. Meth and Red. Just cut it short because both of them are man at the end.
Come on, man.
Like, yo, this is the timeline. We're in the universe where Method Man and Redman meet up.
That's the
and they produce
universe to be in.
Yeah.
A great album. And it was meant to be.
Right.
This wasn't forced. So
what do you think about Ja Rule being on it?
I liked it. I mean, this was pre 50 Cent, so Ja was still hot.
Yes,
you know,
Ja still had a job.
Still, he was still hot in the game. This was right after his debut. I think he also dropped in '99, I believe.
Ja Rule, baby.
And this is Def Jam. You know, this is all Def Jam joint.
That's true. Yeah, because LL.
This is all Def Jam.
Yeah.
Ja was on the same tour with Meth and Red with Jay-Z and DMX. So the fact that they threw him on at the end.
It's funny because like I wouldn't have pictured Ja Rule being here, you know. It's like he's here though.
Yeah.
He was spitting. But him and Redman had some like they had a working relationship through their careers.
Yep.
And Ja Rule talks about how he took something that Redman does in his performances. Redman has the crowd all shout like "fuck you, Redman," and I guess Ja Rule took that later on when he started performing because he was getting a lot of hatred and stuff. So he had everybody say like, fuck you, Ja Rule.
Yeah.
I think he just asked Redman on Drink Champs, I think, like, where did you get that from? And then Redman's like, man, you know, it's funny. He goes, I got that from Ice Cube. You know, from the Apollo. Because I guess Ice Cube went to the Apollo on the East Coast and he had everybody do that. And he said, I don't know how, like, you can get such a positive energy after releasing such a negative,
because I think it breaks the ice.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, man, I want to give my shit to him.
The elephant in the room, right? It kind of like touches on that. You're right.
Yep.
It's kind of like in pro wrestling where like the heel kind of just like, all right, you guys are gonna give me all this heat, whatever. Like, let me just give it to me now. And after that, let me just do my thing.
Let me get my promo going.
So the next track we got, it's a big one. It's a pretty damn big track. If there's any song you've heard on this album, it's most likely this track here, the Rockwaller. Such a just a memorable beat from Rockwaller himself, and I think this was probably like the more modern beats of the time. But this beat goes on to really stand out. I think be one of those ones that you can always go back to.
Before we mention a single bar. The intro of this song, it sounds like a bomb is about to go off.
Yeah, exactly.
That intro, I don't even, when I play this song, I run that back like 5 times before I even get to it.
Yeah, such a great intro.
Boom, boom, boom. Like, it's just, like I said, it sounds like a bomb about to go off. It's just, that's my favorite part of the whole song. I love that intro.
What do you think about it, Mark?
The song itself, as a whole, we better get into it like straight up because it's just like you only get 2 verses out of them, but it's
in and out.
It's the best work out of the whole album.
Weirdly,
lyrically.
That's funny. It's short, but it is one of the most memorable.
And again, this is going to be the song that they reference a lot. You're going to see a lot of Das EFX influence within this song. You'll see it immediately off the jump with Method Man, but it's kind of cool to kind of have the, like a little homage to the people that kind of like you were influenced by.
He did that to EPMD too. I know he kind of gave that salute to them in a couple of tracks.
And I'm going to say before we get to the lyrics, one last thing. This song also proved, at least it showed like you could be lyrical and still commercial.
Yeah.
Like,
it's one
so
of those.
many
Yeah,
people,
that's like the toughest bridge to cap too, man.
You know what I mean? Like it was doable more so back then. Like people, it wasn't this stigma like you can't really, really, really rap and still make a song chart and be played on the radio.
The commercial, It's cool when you get people of commercial of commercial success to actually like delve into lyrical style.
Yes.
You know, like when there's rappers that are already established, I don't know whether they feel like doing it or not, right. But it feels like compared to their previous efforts that they dial it back a little bit. And it's like, damn, like are you doing it are you just pushing this just to push it out? Or is this your artistry telling you, I feel like doing it like this? So it's nothing you can really get a definitive answer to until they're on Drink Champs, I guess, right? But damn, like it's cool that we with this album we do have that.
Do you know what's that one beat that you and Andre did before? It was the one that goes dun 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 dun
binary. You're thinking about Binary Star Reality Check?
I think so. Yeah. It's
the
one that like it starts to hit the snare. Do 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 do, and it goes. Yeah,
oh, you're talking about Rock Cocaine Flow, De La Soul.
Oh yes.
It kind of reminds me of that beat a bit because just how uniquely structured the beat is. Like this one kind of gives that, but then it also gives the feel of entering into a new millennium as well. I just think it's such a cool beat, that Rockwilder did on this one. And then matched with Redman and Method Man makes it very iconic track. Now, going into verse 1, Method Man, Redman are in the intro.
It's
oh my God.
And this is the immediate Easter egg to the DOS effects. Microphone checker, swinging sword lecture, closing down the sector, supreme neck protector.
I hear it.
So microphone checker, the title song. Supreme neck protector, better warm him, kid. Meth's a boiling pot, about to blow his lid from the pressure. Too hot for TV. Maybe an allusion to the VHS Jerry Springer's Too Hot for TV. I remember that was going around for a while.
During that time period.
Getting advertised for that. For Sheezy, too many want to be hard, be easy. It's all in together, going out all together. It don't take much to please me. Still homies, I'm never satisfied like the Stones. So I can't get no satisfaction.
And then I just want to drop a little Easter egg to All In Together Now. He did that with the Limp Bizkit thing, I think, as well.
Yep. So I'm never satisfied like the Stones. We don't condone biting. See them skull and crossbones, protecting when I'm riding. Skull and Crossbones is going to be this elite group from an Ivy League college. I forget what it was.
Don't act like you don't know, man. You've done your conspiracies.
JFK and certain people may or may not be part of it.
I don't know really what it is.
Emphasizing protecting when I'm writing, so protecting the allegiance of maybe the said group. Don't clash with the Titan who blasts with the license to kill rap recitings. So the James Bond reference with the license to kill, but his is the license to kill rap reciting. So anything that he writes, he has the license to kill him on that.
That's a sick one.
Come on in the zone with you from the group home to Cal. Fucking lifestyle. Put your lights out. Get the shit to cracking.
There we go.
Got you painted with your pipes out.
Yeah, that's dope.
Time for some action. Surfing the avenue. Mad at you. Where I used to battle. Oh, man. So this sounds like he is freestyle because, man, I've kind of used these bars before. Surfing the avenue, mad at you, where I used to battle Cruz when the Antoinette had that attitude. So maybe...
Antoinette from Cold?
Antoinette? No, it's
just kidding.
Antoinette from Cold. Yo, peace to all the 400 subscribers and to like the 4 that know the reference that we're talking about. Maybe Marie Antoinette. Maybe from the French Revolution, Marie Antoinette.
No. Antoinette was a MC. She had a beef with MC Light back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the joint 10%
Wait.
this. Yeah, Antoinette was a rapper.
Wow, I didn't know that one. I gotta look.
Yeah, she was
a rapper. Yeah, okay. So I get the. Because I'm only familiar with the MC Lights, Roxanne, Shantae.
Oh yeah,
and the like. But damn,
Roxanne, yeah.
MC Light probably did some work because I haven't even heard Antoinette after that.
Right, yeah, 10% this. Yeah, she kind of ended her on that.
Back when Antoinette had that attitude. So this is referencing one of her songs, then, right?
Well, he was just I don't think it was a song. It's just he was just mentioning.
Oh, okay.
He was just mentioning Antoinette.
Antoinette had the song.
You're right. The song was called "I Got an Attitude." Yeah, that's the song she dissed Light on.
Cover me. I'm going in. Walls closing in. got us busting these pistols. Got issues. Again, same song. Armed with the mega bomb. Blow you out the frame. And then I'm gone.
What a verse, man.
Incredible verse.
It's like lyrical. It's every bit of like general for the general audience to appeal to.
Yep. Simple enough.
But sometimes his simplicity makes it so memorable, though. It makes you want to come back to it. Yes. And then it hits you harder the second or third time you listen to it. It's just like, man, it hits you harder. It's one of those. He's one of those MCs. Sure. He's one of those MCs when you go back to him, man. Redman on verse 2, I was gone too, but we roam cellular phones, doc meth, back in the flesh, blood and bones, don't condone, spend bank loans on homegrown. This guy is going.
Spend bank loans on that green.
Homegrown. On his weed or what?
Yep.
That's funny. Suckers break like turbo and ozone. So famous
grab
breakdown.
The broom.
Yeah, bomb breaking.
That's crazy. When I grab the broom, moonwalk, platoon hawk, my goons bark, leave you in the Bloom Lagoon lost. True. 3 nines in the glove, in Masu, D-Dawn, and the Gov. Right behind on a bus. Haters don't touch. What? Weigh us both up. Now my neighbor doped up. Got the cable hooked up. Yeah. All channels. Lift my shirt. All mama. All mammal, excuse me. You ship off keys and we ship grand pianos.
Oh.
Come on, man.
You ship off keys and we ship grand pianos.
Oh, crap.
Got it. Your shit's all cut up, mixing with flour, sugar.
Yeah.
We shipping grand pianos.
That's crazy. That's a crazy bar. Shot off shotgun, hand on the pump, sipping on a 40, yo, smoking on a blunt. Bust my gun, y'all. Red and meth didn't jump.
La 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 la.
Yeah, come on. Red and meth didn't jump.
La 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 la.
Damn, I just like.
This is one of the few verses within this album where if you switched it between the two and you like try to put the delivery and stuff on like Redman's verse on and Method Man's voice and everything, but they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the coolest point to bring out because it shows like the eventual like osmosis you get with actually making an album with somebody for so long.
That was amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even something like the title, like they didn't know what to call it because there wasn't really a hook. So they just called it the Rockweiler because he made the beat. It was that simple. Like it was no.
Yeah, I like how most of this track listing really doesn't have like it's the track is the track name is like kind of like an afterthought.
Yeah, true.
Misspelled, just added a 4 or 2 to whatever. Like it's cool because it just shows you where the actual work's at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Love that song, man. I mean, it was.
I want to do another honorable mention. Tear It Off was another good track.
Yeah.
All these tracks were actually really good, but Mad Crew is also another one that I liked a lot. I just liked the groove of the bass line on that one.
Yeah.
Another Eric Sermon joint. And then in this album, you have Riddled in here. You have RZA too. As well, and some other producers.
I even want to put
RZA was on Serial Killer, the one we
a couple of bars that are really put into that are put into memory with Redman was going to be in the How High remix where he says, and this is something I've always like kept in the mind, but cause ain't got no need for that. Hustlers and hardcore raw to the floor raw like Reservoir Dogs. The green-eyed bandit can't stand it with more fruitier loops than the Toucan Sam bitch. Like, so it's just like you get the lyricism every which way on this album from either Method Man or Redman. And that's kind of how you want it. You don't want to have on a duo effort where both of them come from groups independently on this independent effort. You don't want one lacking against the other. You kind of want to have both like just going full steam.
They both did a versus too not too long ago. I want to say like 420, I think last year.
Yeah, it was a 2022, I believe.
Oh, 2022. Okay.
Yeah, it was 22.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they were like celebrating 420.
Yep, 420. Yep, they did their verses. Yeah, but it was more like a Because I wouldn't. I mean, it was a versus, but they were more like big. They weren't like competing.
It was more like a show.
Yeah, like it's funny how all the verses kind of build up to like I saw the Keith Sweat Bobby Brown verses.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just like, wait, well, these guys are just like hyping each other up and just really smells like, dude.
They're not
versus implies one against the other.
Yeah,
I'm both of them were just like, hey, this was a good song. Yeah, let me go next. Like, damn,
it's tough, man. I honestly get it because
we all get worked
because like if you're coming with your discography, and if one thing goes wrong and you get outshined, it's just kind of a bad look, and then everything gets clipped
like
and
Dipset
memed.
did.
Yeah,
the Locks.
Yeah,
now that was a versus.
What happened in that one?
Oh, it was the Locks versus Dipset, and Jadakiss just took the whole show over and just destroyed them. Like it was bad. It was it was bad. The Locks killed them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they killed them bad.
The last one we're gonna go with was Fire in the Hole.
Fire in the Hole.
Fire in the Hole. This one they went off, man. Method Man starts it off with the intro. Come on, state your business. Come on, let's make it hot. Let's make it hot. Verse 1. The beat on this is crazy too.
Yeah.
The beat is also good on this one. With all due respect to the game, I'm the PH of Enom, not ready for prime time, beyond extinction. Change your way of thinking or be gone. Fast the fuck out. Something stinking. Could it be the skunk or could it be that body in the trunk? Of my Lincoln, Continental, style pop the pussy like a pimple. I'm fed up. I put it in your ear and fuck your head up. Turning up the temperature. Hold them kids that entered the 36th. Master mix shit. Man, it's just dope because anytime Meth could just whip out like my crew, my clan, my 36. Like
he doesn't want to pull that card off.
Yeah,
he just like when he does, it's like, oh hell yeah.
Just dropped a little 36 on you.
Y'all know,
Biohazardous, pretentious. Do it for the chemically imbalanced. State your business. Pay me at the door. I am man. Hear me roar on 12 inches. Shell-shocked soldier in the trenches. Fire in the hole. Rocket fire. Game commences. Third string rappers play the benches. Reload. There'll be no repentance for souls.
Damn.
Just lives life sentence with no chance for parole. Man, look at these structured bars. And that's real. And then it goes back to the whole chorus.
Fire in the hole. I thought it was creative talking about that because it's just, you don't really talk about, there's not a lot of like emphasis on military, like dialogue, anything like, well, when you do, it's usually put on like, you talk about guns.
Right.
This is literally talking about just like after you chuck the grenade, it's like fire in the hole.
Yeah, like literally.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah, but this one's more lyrically fire in the hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then Redman pops off. Yes. Yo. Gun down to sundown. Run now from the buck sound. Touchdown. Your crew run a punt now? Punk blow. Swimming trunks torn up from the hunt down. So I like the football play too. It's like, yo, your crew want a punt now? Like, come on now. Brakes lock them up now. A rich bitch knock him up now. A pluck that eyebrow gal. Nah, dog, a bra got to be a hussy. A hood rat ride like the bride of Chucky. Walk through my hood, your jewels that scream tug me. Mine revolve to reload like
Stop. Hold on.
Yeah.
That bride of Chucky line still got me. A hood rat that ride like the bride of Chucky.
You don't get many of them, dog.
That is so stupid.
Man.
And this is Bride of Chucky Fresh came out.
Yep.
So the iron's
so it was
hot.
the thing. It was like, what? Like when you first saw like a doll? What is this?
It's funny.
You always gotta get a girl like that, man. That's always the ones, man.
Got that ride like the bride of Chucky.
Walk through my hood, your jewels, they scream tug me. Like when you're out here, I look at what you're wearing, I'm just trying to snatch that shit. They scream tug me. Mine revolve to reload like SCSI, Doc to Bigfoot, look out for the squish. Shell shock like I'm 6 months in the bush, fire in the hole, hiking in the snow.
like those
40
little
motherfuckers
gems.
expire in the globe, footprints of Tim's and Wallaby souls. So both just like let you know that we're around New York. We case the place like Barnaby Jones, Holmes. Lay it down like plaits in your hair. Right off with your money, then clap in the air.
Come on, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Playing with it, dude. Like he could have went more lyrical, but you end up wanting to just go theatrical, like wordplay.
Yeah, it's funny.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
That's just having fun with it.
Yeah, just having fun, dude. He's just messing with us. Redman, verse 2. You want to take that one, Ollie?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
this is Method Man's verse 3.
Yeah.
Oh, verse 3.
This for them on the breaks, holding it down for the holding down their block. From my Carlton fist, the kids stay in the box. Ain't no Christmas ever since Santa scratched my name off the gift list. The same been the same since the pain. No forgiveness. Dead man talking about he lifted. I'm livid. Hands around the throat of a critic. Yo, doctor, prescribe me a drug that I knock a mule on his ass. Take the blast on Banaka. For real though, arsenic production to kill slow. Your eardrums. Like a happy hooker with a dildo. What? Come on.
It's so sus to even write that lyric.
Right.
It's like it's just like even if we just go down, we'll just keep it a buck. Like guys don't like talking about that shit in lyrics.
No.
Like just talking about just straight up like dildos and stuff like that. Before Eminem came along, you know,
Right.
like kind of like marginalized that.
Right.
So that's cool to even bring more emphasis to that.
I spaz on anyone who show his ass. I got the mob with me plus a full tank of gas.
Dang.
Man. I mean, he said, ain't no Christmas ever since Santa scratched my name off the gift list.
He's been a naughty boy. That naughty boy.
Letting you know, too. Like, I'm not hiding it. I'm just letting it be known.
It's reminiscent of Biggie's line, but Biggie might have meant it in a different way, but it was what was it? Christmas missed us,
Right,
or
yeah.
something like that.
He said,
Ever since Christmas missed us.
He said we used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us.
Yeah.
Yep. Birthdays was the worst days. Like, that's just, oh, man.
Deep. Because it's real. That's the thing. Like, it's coming from a real, authentic place. Redman on verse 4. Yo, when me and Meth swarm, you need a net to cover you. Turn the rap game into WCW. Man, that's dope that they're just fans of wrestling.
Yeah.
Off the rope, I hang glide you to the
to the throat. What?
Straight beef without French fries and a Coke.
Come on. See, that's such a simple bar, but it
pays off.
It's so clever.
It pays off like crazy.
Man.
There was a setup. Off the rope, I hang glide to the throat. Straight beef without French fries and a Coke. Wow. Doc's the name. The burglar. And that makes me think of just even the Hamburglar.
Yep.
A little bit. You know, I serve ya. The Lethal Five from Riggs and Murdaugh. Then skirt out the whip and ran down tires with the chicken I met who hand out flyers. Look, I'm an Aries. I don't have it. My crew large enough to walk and cause traffic. Bounce like box springs on your Craftmatic. just a dope reference. Before you be suing Doc for malpractice, you couldn't bang from start. Your girl see you beat up and shit, get a change of heart. Remember that show, Change of Heart?
Yeah.
Flaming Darts is spitting. Name the mark. My impact toward JFK playing a part.
Damn,
man.
Talking about
man.
JFK Jr.'s plane.
Yep. That just happened.
Yep. Yeah, that did just happen.
Like just happened around. That was 99 when that happened.
Wow.
Either 98 or 99. I think
So
99.
JFK Jr. took a flight, and then I guess something happened where something malfunctioned, and then the plane crashed. That's crazy.
Homeboy was supposed to run for governor too in New York, man.
Yeah. Just the Kennedys in general have just had a bad
horrible
luck streak.
Fire in the hole.
I mean, even but see, he throws kind of an early Easter egg here,
Yeah.
like where he said, before you be suing Doc for malpractice, he drops an album called Malpractice.
Ooh.
I think that was his next solo. I
sick.
think his next solo was called Malpractice.
Dude, dropping Easter eggs already?
Early.
Man, that's sick.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, overall, like I think that this album is just really fun. It's technically sound. The production on this is dope. Mm-hmm. You have some of the RZA on this. You have Eric Sermon. I mean, just legendary production. DJ Scratch, Rockwaller. There's just so much going on here that I just feel like it's one of those albums you can listen through from beginning to end, and it just feel like a whole experience in itself. Especially that vibe, you know, it brings you back in time, even in a fun way, to 1999. You know, that was a good time, you know, to be around. A lot of music happening, a lot of changes about to happen, you know, going into the new millennium and everything. That was a thing. And I just think that you have both of these two rap icons that are both in the height of their career, and they're just linking up, and it's just magic. And, you know, they just both brought it, man. They both put a lot of, it was effortless, but like you can see like they knew writing,
they knew what they had off the jump, bro.
Yeah,
like they knew that, like from the van story that we ended up hearing.
Yeah. The
chemistry's there. Yep. If they gel already, even before they start this album, then you know this is nothing force fed from up at the top of Def Jam. This is something that they both wanted to do.
Yep.
And they, you know, you ask them after the fact, you know, they're going to say, man, we had something.
Yeah.
You know, but like, even in the early instance, even if you would ask them earlier, like, oh, we have something. Yeah. I bet you'd still feel that. They'd still feel that same impression.
I just, this whole era of Method Man and Redman, like I said, it was a 3-year period where you did not see one without the other. I mean, it was even down to the features. Like, you know, in 98, Redman drops Docs the Name 2000. Method Man's on there. Method Man drops Tecalo, the Judgment Day one.
Yep.
Redman's on there. LL has a song with both of them on there. EPMD they reunite. They have a song with Method Man and Redman. Fair March, Simon Says remix. Method Man and Redman.
Yeah, that's true.
And LL comes back around, drops the Gold album. He has a song on there with Method Man and Redman. Like,
that's crazy.
You had to have one without the other. Like you couldn't have one without the other.
So much so that other artists recognized how wonderful they are together.
Yep. You had to do both. You couldn't. Fair March, the Simon Says remix. I need both. LL has a song with DMX on the new album. Nope, I mean.
Would you like to? I saw that you ordered a Redman cameo on your album. Would you like to add Method Man for $50,000?
Like seriously, that's
just
what it felt like.
Selling point from Def Jam.
That's literally what it felt like. Again, like the Hard Knock Life tour with Jay and DMX. The opening acts was Method Man and Redman. Like they just
that's interesting.
That whole era with that whole era, they were just like I said, it was like from 98 to like 01.
Damn.
And then obviously, like we mentioned earlier with the movie, like it was just a beautiful time in hip hop where you just had two dudes who it was fun. It wasn't some hard listen. It's an easy listen. That's what makes it dope too. It's like you want to put a casual person on some older hip hop. This is a good album to give them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what was good in the late 90s here.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you said that their names are similar even.
Yeah,
like, that's even crazy.
Well, that's where the name of the tour came from, the Man of the Month tour.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So they toured for about a month together.
So dope album. If you guys haven't checked out this album, it's a must listen. We also would appreciate, like, you know, let us know your feedback on the album and what tracks you liked on this and like what makes this memorable to you guys. You know, between Method Man and Redman, just giving this an awesome project. And they also did a second project. I know it was about like 9 years later or so, in 2009 or so.
2009, yep.
Yeah, they dropped Blackout 2.
And that was good too.
Yeah, that's another one to even check out. But awesome project. Thanks, Ali, for sharing this one with us today.
Yes,
this is my first actual thorough listen through it, which I enjoyed fully. So a couple of things before we leave off. Of course, we're on the road to 500 subscribers, so we are slowly but surely getting there. If you guys are listening to us on the podcast but haven't followed us on YouTube, please feel free to check us out. That's going to be at youtube.com/@ that's hiphop909. And then also we have Instagram going, and we have TikTok. So you can find us by searching that's hiphop909 on any of those two platforms as well. please, we encourage you, if you guys have any recommendations on any albums, feel free to recommend. If you guys want to, for us to even possibly cover your music, let us know. That might be something we're going to be doing or tackling down the line. So we will be open to welcoming that more in the future. Also, Mark runs a pin business, and he has a lot of great relics in pop culture, different things. So if you guys want to gear up on your hats or your backpacks or any kind of gear, you definitely have to check them out. Mark, let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, you guys can find me at the notoriouspin.com or on Instagram at lnotoriouspin. Wide selection of pins. I usually put emphasis on the just 90s video games, and just pop culture references that really made an impact on me, and I feel like would make an impact on you guys too. So make sure to check out the notoriouspin.com or on Instagram at lnotoriouspin. Also too, as far as recommendations as well, we always need beats to add freestyles too. So every 5 episodes we do drop a off the top of the head freestyle. So just make sure that if you guys want your beats to be rapped upon by Isaiah and myself, make sure you guys provide it with us with as much information as you can possible. That way we can reference you guys and put you guys
Shout
over
out to
on
the
it as well.
Flatliners too. The Flatliners,
that beat was
hooked it up
dope.
with some beats,
That beat was
and
dope.
I know we got some more from some other people, so that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Ali, for joining us today on today's episode. Man, you guys, you helped us, really break this down a lot today.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if you want to drop your handle. Is that
sure.
Is that okay?
You can follow me on Instagram at Hip Hop's Godson, HIPHOPSGODSON.
Ali, very knowledgeable on sports and music. So, I mean, if you're in that category of people, that's your guy there.
I just be posting random stuff, man. I really do. I'm just random.
All right, everybody. I think we are. Oh yeah, go ahead, Mark. Let them know.
To the MCs, if you drop a mic, drop a like.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good week.
Peace.